What's the crack? So this is live at 11. We've had a few issues with the computer and the internet and stuff. So we've had to just do this and upload it later. So you're not going to be able to watch this one live, unfortunately. The internet says no. The computer says no. But we are here with Adam. Adam's story is fucking unbelievable. It's going to blow your mind. Because, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Adam, but you qualified in about August or September with us in Elite, right?
End of June.
Oh, it was June. So June. And then basically you went out, started to build your PT business up, and then you came back and started to work with us in around about, I think it was September time, something like that, was it?
Yeah, that's it.
In that short period of time, you've been able to build an incredible fitness business where you're having the impact you want to have. You're doing the job that you love. You're getting to use fitness as a tool to help people in your community, and in doing so, you've created an excellent business where you've got the money, the time, and the freedom that I suppose you never thought possible for yourself. Whatever, right there.
Yeah.
Sweet.
100%. Yeah, dead right.
Well, do you know, there's one thing I just want to hear, what happened, because that is quite a short time, before you even came to work with us inside of Ascension, and we'll talk about all of that stuff and how you build a business, but in the time period when you walked out of the doors of Elite in June, how were you able to get the success you did in such a short period of time?
Yeah, so when I left Elite initially, I went working in a commercial facility, and I got kind of lucky in that the gym that I went to work in straight off the bat was literally just opening its doors as I finished. So about 2 weeks after I walked out of Elite, that gym opened up and I was one of the first PTs in there. So I was kind of lucky in the sense I was in the right place at the right time, and everyone who was coming through the doors were fresh into the gym. They were coming looking for PTs. So I had a good first month doing one-to-ones and stuff like that. But I just knew after the first month, that wasn't sustainable. I felt like I kind of got a bit of a lucky start in the first month, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to keep that going out month after month after month to keep that level of income coming, And I was at that stage where you're kind of living week to week, being like, who's going to take PT sessions this week? It's that and the other. And ultimately, I decided, this one-to-one stuff isn't going to work, particularly when I'm back in college because I'm in my final year of university now. Doing one-to-ones, trying to work everyone around me hours, it just wasn't going to work. So I realised then, something had to change if I wanted to keep this up, was to keep earning a decent level of income for myself. And that's when I decided, I had to get professional help and jump on board with you at Ascension to kind of help me be able to keep going with doing what I love as a passion and as a career, the way was mixing the other things that I was doing,
I think there's an important, kind of two important points there that you said, well, three actually, but the first one is about your time, all right? So, just make sure you get that across to people that you are actually in college at the moment studying and you're running this business, let's say, on the side. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah, that's right.
So how much time are you in college? What are you studying?
I'm studying athletic therapy, which is very similar to physiotherapy. So at the minute I'm working about 15 hours a week, and the rest of the time then will be between college and final year projects and stuff like that.
Happy days.
So you basically, in the fitness industry, you've dedicated 15 hours to your fitness business, delivery of your sessions and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think then the other important point there that you kind of said, and people should get this, but a lot of people don't really, it doesn't click with them as coaches themselves. It doesn't click with them that in many ways business and fitness are the exact same. They work best when you've got a coach there, somebody to support you, somebody to help motivate you, somebody to help push you on and give you the systems needed to get results. Is that right?
100%.
And I think the most important thing, and especially Adam, how old are you?
He's 21 this week.
21.
21.
Next week, we're going to your birthday.
So, yeah. No, I won't say that. So, we're going to his birthday next week. So, but genuinely, especially for a young guy, all right, that, a lot of people be thinking, they'd use that nearly as an excuse. I'm only young, so I'll do all this, grown-up shit later on. But that ability to jump in and actually take action. So, first off, to get advice, and then fucking second off, to put that advice into action is really the difference between people who make it and those who don't, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. This is the thing. You were in a group of dudes in Elite, right? But the difference between, I suppose, what you've been able to do and what some people would using, it's different for Adam. It's not. You've got like you said, you're working 15 hours in the industry, so you've taken advice on how you can structure your business to make sure you're making the income you need in those 15 hours. So you didn't want to struggle with this shit. You wanted to, like, show me how to do this fast and easy. This is what I need. Show me how to do this. And then you fucking implement that stuff. Like, taking action is massive. You were in the class with 10 or 12 other students, and you got the same information. Everybody got the same information. The difference is that you actually implemented that information. You know, and when you made the comparison of like fitness, you know, there's loads of your clients that you probably work with. People have gyms of 150, 250, but the people that get results versus the people that don't, it's like they're getting the same information. It's the guys that actually make the changes, get a little bit uncomfortable, and change their habits that are the ones that get different results, right?
100%, 100%.
So what sort of clientele are you working with at the minute? And what way does your business run? Tell us, like, how does your actual business run? Is it one-to-one? Is it semi-pro? What's happening?
So yeah, it's semi-pro, the personal training, what I'm doing at the moment now. So 4 clients at a time. It's working out. Like, I'm honestly so happy that I decided to move from the one-to-one into the semi-pro stuff. It just means you can help so many more people within that limited sort of time frame that you're working. And obviously it makes it cheaper for the client. So it just works out as a win-win all around, you know, that way. The sessions are great. There's always a great atmosphere, you know, everyone's helping, motivating, inspiring each other, giving each other that push. And it's great to be able to be in that little group atmosphere as well when you're training, because I know one-to-ones for people, particularly, you know, starting up in the gym, maybe getting into training for the first time, you might feel one-to-ones might be a bit intimidating or stuff like that, you know. And when they have a group of people around them and it's same sort of boat, you know, with similar levels, I think it just works out really well, and it's gone unbelievably well so far.
Yeah. Nothing is ever cheaper. It's just more affordable.
Yes,
he's frozen on us.
It's a much nicer way to put it.
He's more
affordable.
Oh, there he is. Good man. So, Sean, what are we moving on to next year?
I want to know what, if you're looking back now, look, in 6 months, do you mind telling us like where revenues at, or like you don't need to tell us the exact stuff if you don't want to say it, but like you're making like a very healthy wage out of this in just 15 hours. What would you say would be the key to your success looking back?
Ooh, I'd say the main one was taking action, like just doing it, you know, putting shit into play. Like, I know a lot of us kind of get stuck in that mindset of I'll wait till it's perfect and then I'll do, you know. Like, I remember when we were in Elite and you were bringing through that sales at the end and you were talking about how people are going to be in that mindset of, oh, after this I'm going to do a precision nutrition course, or I'll do an S&C course and shit like that. And it's just constantly, you know, avoiding the inevitable that you're going to have to, you know, suck it up and just get on with it. You know, don't wait for things to be perfect. There's never going to be the right time to do it. It's just now fail fast, learn from your mistakes and put that into play, you know, and adapt as you go through it, you know. That's probably the main point to try to get across to people looking to do anything.
Gotcha. And look, some of the people that are going to be listening to this they're on the outside, they're not even in the fitness industry yet. They haven't even done a course, and they struggle with the fear of like, even just getting into this thing. They're scared that shit won't work for them. It's, you know, all the fears of the market saturated. There's too many trainers. What would you say to any of those people that are struggling with those ideas and they're scared to even get started in the fitness industry?
Yeah, there's a great quote actually I heard before which said, like, the fitness industry is saturated, but it's not competitive. I think it might have been you that said it, Sean. I'm not 100% sure now, but it's so true as well. You know, like, a lot of trainers are out there, particularly, they're not in it for the right reasons as such. You know, they might think because they enjoy training, they like being personal trainers and stuff like that, whereas they don't really understand that you're in a service industry and that your job is actually to serve a client. And once I think you kind of get that as kind of the mainstay of what you're trying to do, and you're trying to give clients an experience that they love and that they want to come back and go and tell all their friends about. I think once you have that as sort of the foundation of what you're doing, like, you just can't go wrong, you know, that way. And then obviously you need to deliver the results. You need to have that sort of foundation of knowledge and education that we got at Elite to be able to produce the results you're looking for. But on top of all, you know, just being a good person, having the right intentions at heart, and just being a nice person all around will take you very far in this industry, you know, that way.
Gotcha. Like it.
So Adam, if you were kind of thinking about where you came from, where you are now, and then even moving forward, what's the most important thing that guys looking back at this could kind of take? Or give us 2 or 3 things that you know you'd probably say to yourself in terms of your biggest lessons that other people could start to apply for themselves.
We would normally say your younger self, but you're all 21, like.
And the biggest one, like I said earlier, is just take action. Don't wait for shit to be perfect. Don't wait for the right time to do it. If you have something, just go after it. Don't be afraid of failing. Just learn from that mistake. Push on with it. You can adapt and you'll get there in the end. Another one that's very important that I think particularly as people who train ourselves, maybe a little bit intimidated by or a little bit afraid of, is to ask for help. You know, don't be afraid to go to people who are in a position where you kind of want to be and learn from them. You know, I know particularly growing up as a kid, I would have been quite stubborn, particularly like if it came to training or stuff like that. You know, maybe not wanting to listen to advice and stuff. But like honestly, you can just cut your learning curve so much if you just go and get the right help from the right people. Like I have from you as in Ascension and you that had at Elite. You know, by just taking people who just pass on the information that they've learned from years of practice and applying it to you, so you don't have to go through all that shit, make all those mistakes, and you can just get the good stuff from it and implement that straight away, get success. You know, on top of that, I would say a very important point actually, which is something that I would have struggled with massively when I came out, is the idea of you have to meet clients where they're at. You know, there's no point, particularly I'd be very active on Instagram, social media and stuff like that, and a lot of the shit that I'd been putting out at the start would have been, you know, nearly trying to impress other personal trainers as such, you know, rather than actually trying to help the people who I actually want to help, you know. And that was a big lesson that I learned from you guys in Ascension, just kind of cleaning up the social media side of things. I mean, like you have to meet clients where they're at. You don't have to educate on the front end. You just have to bring them to you because you're the catch, you're the prize, and you're the one who's going to change their life. And you can educate them once you get them in and work with you. But if you don't get them in with you, you're never going to be able to help them, you know, that way. So they're kind of three big ones that I think if you stuck them into play, like you'd be flying.
Deadly, really like that. Really like cracking piece of that. Do you know, I was really impressed whenever, because you came to me and said, I want any Ascension. Like, how do I get in here? I was super impressed with that. Most people are very apprehensive about that. They're like, I'll get it, I'll figure it out myself. Or they see it as like almost admitting failure that you're asking for help. I mean, like, Jesus, we have a business coach. Yeah, you know, like we need somebody to hold us accountable. Everyone needs a coach. So I was really, really impressed with that. Now, for people who have no idea what Ascension is, no idea what you've got invested in, give them an idea. Like, what would you say has been the things we've helped you with most in your business from being a member of Ascension?
Definitely, yeah. The easiest way I could describe it to anyone who's not in it will be, it's basically like having a personal trainer for your business as opposed to for your body. You know, that way it's someone who just has all the information and stuff you need and hold you accountable, implementing that, you know, any questions, any things you're stuck at, like it's just something to help you get over those blocks in the road, you know, and stuff ultimately just to hold you accountable and give you all the support and guidance you need to take your business to wherever it is that you're looking to take it, you know.
Beaut. Love it. Okay. Well, now the next thing we actually want to give you some help here live, because, you know, we've been talking about how to move your business to the level you want to take it, and you're interested in the whole online game. And I know a lot of people are watching this purely because we were talking about the online stuff here and how you can make, you know, up to around 5K quite easily of recurring revenue, which you're already doing more than that in your business at the minute. But that would bring you to like a 10 or 11K level if we added this and implemented it in your business. And you are the kind of dude who will implement this shit. So I'm excited to get into this stuff. So Jay, I'll hand the reins over to you. Jay has been fine-tuning this system and actually producing the kind of results we're talking about here. And we're gonna walk you through step by step so that you've got your plan, and anyone listening will know the steps that they need to follow.
But again, like, you know, obviously we have our mastermind meet up with Adam in 2 weeks.
It is just
so about 2 weeks. So this is going to be like a precursor to that. So obviously at that mastermind, we will go away. We'll have, or I suppose Adam will come to us and we'll be able to go through this in fine detail. But I suppose this is an opportunity for you guys to have a little insight into the steps that we'll go through. And when Adam comes back, then at the mastermind, he's going to have this work nailed down. Now, when me and Sean were on the call, or on the Live 11, I think it was last week, wasn't it?
Last week, yeah.
We kind of went through these steps, all right, with people. But again, you need to hear this thing time and time again, over and over, to actually take some action on it. So the first thing that we would kind of say to Adam is, Adam can't do any more hours and he can't take on any more clients. Outside of the fact that, you know, one person might leave or they might finish up their training journey and then you can slide another one or two in. So there's always going to be a state of flux there where if the maximum amount of people he can take in is 20 or 25 or 30, he's plus or minus that number, you know, on any given day. So he's one's going out, one's coming in, that type of thing. So in order for Adam to help more people, he needs another format or another mechanism to train his clients. So when we talk about a hybrid approach, what we mean is to start training people online and offline simultaneously, or to have a fully online, a fully remote program where he is only training people online. So now like in this day and age, people want what they want. So if you have, within reason, more ways to give people what they want, again, what I'm saying is within reason, it's going to serve your business well. So imagine a situation where somebody's come and trained with Adam for 3 months, and then all of a sudden, you know, they're moving location or they haven't got as much time available on their hands to train. Well, in a hybrid approach, Adam could stay training them maybe once a week and train them online for the remainder of the week. Sure, they already know. I mean, they don't need a rep counter. What they need is somebody to guide and support them for the rest of the week. Or in a situation where somebody's moving away, he could turn around and have that person online remote coaching them. So he never sees them anymore face to face, but he's still giving them the program. Does that make sense, Adam?
Yeah, 100%.
So that's the first thing, all right? So that's his current clients and his current setup. So then if we were looking to expand and grow that, we'd turn around and say to Adam, the question we would ask him is, Adam, out of all the people that you train, what is your favorite type of person to work with? What did he look like?
Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah, answer it. Let's go.
I'd say at the moment the ideal client for me would be male, probably between the ages of 30 to 40 years old, who are looking to, you know, drop a bit, put on a bit of muscle, and just improve their energy levels, you know, take their lives to make it a little bit easier to get around, you know, do the shit they want to do and start taking care of their health.
Perfect. So now in terms of Adam has his ideal client or an avatar that he wants to work with. And again, we could layer down into that a little bit deeper. You know, what type of job might these guys have? What do you reckon, Adam? What are these guys working at?
Sorry, you froze there. Say they're office workers, you know, sitting at a desk all day, not really too active.
So most of these guys have like limited levels of activity because they're sitting at a desk and because they're probably stressed in relation to that type of work that they're doing. Because nobody sits at a desk for 8 hours and goes, oh, fuck, that was deadly sitting at that desk, no matter what the fuck they're doing, all right? So the next thing you might turn around, and again, this could be, you know, you could go down another layer and say, you know, are most of these guys married with kids, yes or no?
Yeah.
So now we have 30 to 40-year-old men who want to tone up, lose weight, who are office workers, who sit at a desk all day long, and most of them are married and most of them have kids. So we're going down through the layers. So now that we have a better understanding, and we go into more detail, but now that we have a better understanding of who Adam is working with, then we turn around and we'd say, within this, you know, and we'll just do one or two, all right? But you would spread this out. We turn around and say, what are the problems, you know, the major problems that these guys have?
They don't have time to get to the gym.
Yeah, and then give us one more.
Once they get to the gym, they don't know what to be doing to get the results. All
right, so listen, they are time poor and confused. So you see what we're doing here? We're starting to formulate a language of how to speak to these people. So if they haven't got time and if they're confused, what would be a solution to that problem?
Giving them a program to follow that lays out everything that needs to be done in a time-efficient manner. Perfect.
So listen, now we have the solution to those guys' problems. So now what he has to say to himself is, with these men, where are they? Where are they hanging out? So we know that they're going to be on Instagram. We know that they're going to be on Facebook and potentially even on LinkedIn. So if Adam goes to those platforms and calls out, I'm looking for men who are this, this, and this, who suffer from this, this, and this, and who want this, this, and this, my program is exactly the right fit for you. So now he has a problem, he has a solution, and he can bring people through that journey of, fuck, that's me, yeah, and he's got yes momentum. So we've gone from, he has an ideal client, now he has a marketing, an idea what he's marketing and what type of stuff these guys need, the message that we're going to try and deliver to them. He knows where he's going to put that message. The next thing we have to do is turn around and say, right, how are we going to collect these people's information? And there's numerous ways that we could do this. We could get them to get to a landing page and fill out some sort of form. We could send them to Wufoo and fill out some sort of form. Or we could simply say, send me a message. All of those three are relevant. ultimately what we're trying to do is find out via the message or via the way you're communicating, are they a good fit? Get them onto the phone and find out more about their problems, more about the solution you have, and then roll forward from there and ask them, listen, are they willing to invest the time and the financial money that it takes to get the result that they want? If all of that is a yes, 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 then your next thing is look at how am I going to take payment off these guys? So is it going to be Stripe? Is it going to be PayPal? Is it going to be Go Cardless? This is where most people get fucked up. I don't know, is Stripe takes 2.37%, but PayPal takes 2.27%, but they also add €1. Who gives a fuck?
And this is exactly what Adam was saying that people suffer from. They're like always in that motion.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to do a PN course. No, I'm not ready quite yet. I haven't decided what fucking program. And they stay there for fucking ages. They make no decisions. When you don't take any action, you get 0 results, but only 100% of the time. So don't fucking just.
So once the person has paid you for the product or the service, now you're into fulfillment and delivery. So how are you going to deliver actual program stroke nutrition to this person? It could be a Word document, PDF. It could be Excel or a Google document. It could be some sort of more advanced training platform like True Coach, Trainerize, look at PT Distinction. It doesn't matter. Again, whichever one you can afford and whichever one makes sense. So now you've got a way of attracting clients. You've got a way of taking payment from the clients. You've got a way of delivering the clients the program which is going to get them the result. And maybe the last thing then to think about is how are you going to communicate back and forward with these clients? And you want to set that out from the beginning. Is it going to be text message? Is it going to be email? Is it going to be phone calls? Is it going to be face-to-face live chat like this? And in an ideal scenario, depending on whichever one of those you pick, is going to help dictate the price of your product or your service. Because the more access the person gets to you as the coach, the more premium that product is, and then the more value you're going to give via that product, which means the remuneration or what they're going to pay you on return has to go up. So in a scenario, some people online might actually pay more money than what they would pay a trainer face-to-face, because the trainer is actually giving them a lot more. So imagine you're in a boot camp with like 30 other people. It's totally different than us talking to Adam like this face-to-face. So in a nutshell, that is what an online business looks like. And then you just have to come into the actual delivery of it. And that comes into the nuts and bolts. No, thanks. So, fucking headbangers in here. So, that is, in a nutshell, how to do it. Now, I've gave Adam about 10 or 15 questions there already. We can see his head is going, what's the answer, what's the answer, what's the answer? And then when he comes back to us when we get into the mastermind, it's like he's going to have 2 or 3 questions. And we just tweak those 2 or 3 things, and then boom, his system or his business in terms of a remote business and a hybrid business is up and ready to rock and roll. And he can easily add another 2, 3, 4, or 5K recurring revenue month on month on top of what he's doing without adding a huge amount more work to his week. Because another little thing where Adam's fucking very clever is he actually has an assistant. His little brother, big brother, I don't know. But they do, Adam, don't you? Twin brother. Is he twin?
Twin brother, yeah.
Yeah. Adam's much better looking though. He got the good looks out of that. So maybe the other dude has the brains. That's why he's in the background.
It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was a twins.
Yeah, but genuinely, that is, look, he's fucking thinking about this, and he's thinking about this as setting up a business and not just a job where he's stuck on the laptop. So in an ideal scenario, that would be it. And I think one important thing for people to take away is say, oh, you haven't got a twin brother. For fuck's sake, it could be anybody. All right? But I know. But that's what people can say. Yeah, you can't do it. Oh, you haven't got a twin brother. Adam, it's easy for him. He has a twin brother. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is that Adam is the one taking action, and he's finding solutions to whatever his problems are. He's overcoming those obstacles. He's moving forward, and he's doing some great business, helping a lot of people.
The only other question somebody could have after that, because you have detailed exactly the questions people need to ask themselves to arrive at the answers that are going to structure their online business, exactly how they're going to get clients, the market message, the communication. You've got communicate a message, you're capturing their permission, you're closing people to cash, and you're delivering your product. I mean, that's exactly what you need to do. Now, there are some nuances and finicky details like
like big details.
And things that you could get yourself caught down a fucking rabbit hole with. For instance, we've helped people move their entire businesses online, and when they've not ironed out at the start exactly how they're going to deliver and the proximity and the pricing that matches, they end up doing more work than they should for the money. So there is a sweet spot with all of this stuff, and that's the things we're going to iron out at the mastermind with you, Adam. When you come back and say, right, this is what I'm thinking, this is my product placement in the market. I feel that I'm going to go here. I'm going in premium, or I'm going in cheap and cheerful, or some. You'll pick where you're going on that sliding scale, and we look at the way you're going to deliver and see does that match, is it congruent with what you're delivering. And even when you were saying a Word document, that's fine if you're 50 to 100 quid yet. But if you're paying a lot more, like 500 quid, what you're going to expect in the delivery and the proximity is going to be different. And we'll iron all those things out with you at the mastermind, dude. Now, for people that are watching and they're like, fuck, that's great, and I want to know more, we will actually be delivering a full course, walking through, we scratched the surface of it here with Adam. Adam's coming to the mastermind. We're going to iron out all those finer details to make sure he has got the exact delivery system. He's nailed his marketing message, his communication, everything's congruent. If you would like that stuff done with us, with our help, so that you could launch your online business and start creating revenues like Adam's going to do, which is going to make him between 3, 4, 5K, depending on how well he implements the information, then you just need to send us a message or comment below, and we will tell you the details of the live event, which is going to be a full day in the finer details, the complete plan you will need in order to launch everything you just talked about on this live show here today. And that is us.
That is it. So guys, listen, if you want to know about that, put up the hands, maybe even put up 2 hands.
Adam's already gone. He's already there.
He's there.
Dude, that was it. So what about you? Have you any questions or feedback for us from what we just spoke about here today, mate?
No, that's all 100%. That's a prime example of what I was saying to people. Ask for help, because the amount of time I would have wasted just trying to sift through shit to get to that information, to just lay it out there in 5 minutes of gold for you to go implement straight away. So that's perfect.
We always say there's only 2 choices. Right now you've got 2 options. 1, hard and slow. Go it alone. Try and figure this shit out for yourself. Figure with fucking systems. Fuck it up. Lose clients. Get clients. All that. Or there's fast and easy. Put up your hand. Ask for the help of a coach with a proven track record of getting fucking results, and you can get the kind of success that Adam's got here. And that is us.
Right, guys, listen, that is us for today. Peace out. Adam, have a good one, bud.
See you, mate.